Welcome to the Performer Radio Show. Each week, we interview some of the most interesting people in the fashion and entertainment industries. Fashion and entertainment industries. Beautiful models, singers, comedians, dancers, fashion designers, actors, beauty queens, and many more. Right here on the Performer Radio Show.
Hey, Jen.
Hello. Wow, my mic is loud. Hello.
Things are a little different, huh? Look at this.
Yes.
We were changing up tonight because we got some special guests tonight. The spooks have already invaded the computer.
As you guys can tell, this is not a happy show for me.
Come on.
I literally am sweating, guys. Sweating.
Yeah, she's a little.
I am here because.
She's a little frightened.
No.
A lot frightened?
First of all, if you guys notice, I'm never on this side.
That's
I'm
right.
always on the other side. This is because A, the door's right here, and B, when we have the amazing characters here tonight, they need to be far away from me because I will literally faint or pass out or do something. I'm literally clammy. I'm nervous, and the only reason... Can you stop with this music? I cannot even focus on talking. The only reason I'm here is because, honestly, everyone has always said, Jen, you've never covered anything for Halloween. You skip out the month of October. And I really do because I don't mess
It's
around.
going to be a lot less, intense than you're probably thinking at this point. No, I mean, it's a fun place.
No, it is.
It's a very fun place. When you go down there, there's a lot to do. They keep you busy while you're waiting to get inside the attractions there. And we're going to talk all about it with Jen and Mary in a little bit. The other Jen.
Yes,
in
we
a
have
few
two
minutes.
Jens in studio.
So how are you doing otherwise? Okay? Things are good?
Apart from that, things are. We're hanging in there. Still continuing, obviously, the journey that I've always had with my father. Kind of still transitioning from the pageant world. A lot of people have been asking, we haven't seen you in all this. I'm like, I'm not a pageant queen anymore. So I've been doing more of modeling, more of media covering all these events. We have exciting events covering with Performer,
right,
as well as the Hispanic community. So I'm
tomorrow night, we're actually our guest from last week. David Joseph and Liz Walker. We're going to be covering their fashion show, Faith in Fashion, tomorrow night, and I believe the tickets are sold out. So even if you want to go, you can't go.
There's no. We had spoken last week that they want to hopefully for next year do like a live stream, so that people can be paying attention and look at what the fashion show is all about on social media because they sold out. So it's going to be a great event.
We are going to be still there covering it, so people will still be able to get a taste of what was going on tomorrow night. Hopefully the weather won't impact us too much. I mean, it's kind of crazy. And the Patriots are playing that night. That's probably going to be even worse for them than it is for us. We'll be inside where it's nice and cozy.
Oh, God.
All the people going to Foxborough tomorrow night, they're going to be sitting in basically a nor'easter tomorrow night. That's
so this weather
crazy.
has been insane. I feel
every Wednesday night, right, Jen?
But I feel like it went from very, very hot to like, hey, it's freezing out. So
that's
I'm
New
like,
England
what is going on?
For people that are watching us outside New England, it's crazy around here.
Yes.
Especially this time of year, because it could go either way at any time.
Yes.
Well, you could wake up in the morning and it'll feel fall-like, a little chilly, maybe a little bit of frost. You get to noontime and you're wearing shorts and a t-shirt, and then get back, and it could be ice cold by the time you go home, or snowing or raining or something. It could be anything, raw kind of weather. But that's the way it is. I mean, even in the summertime, it gets a little crazy around here. So I was going to ask you what you're planning for Halloween, but now we already know nothing.
No, I skip over everything.
You're going to be home cuddled in a blanket, just watching.
I just don't mess around
Lifetime
with stuff like that. I just don't. No. I skip over October. I really do, guys. Like, it's just, I don't do anything like that. Take me to Thanksgiving. Take me to Christmas. Yeah, that is me. Do
you remember Lamont Price when we had him on?
Yes.
This is his favorite holiday.
I know. It's a lot of people's favorite holiday, but not mine. Nope.
Well, it's kind of interesting that Halloween now seems to be more for adults than it is for kids.
I know.
It's kind of like we as kids grew up and said, okay, we're keeping this one for ourselves.
Yeah.
The kids can go out and get a little candy, but the rest of the week it's for us adults to have good fun. I mean, look at Salem now. Salem, every year, it's a hotbed of activity. I mean, it was okay 20, 30 years ago, but it wasn't like it is now.
Yes.
It's totally nuts there this time of year. But, that's good. I mean, it's good for the economy up there, and a lot of people get, just like the folks at Barrett's. I mean, it's good for them, too. And even like the big theme parks now, Universal, Six Flags.
Even Six Flags, I can't be all these
big
parks
places
have
they've joined
a lot
in.
of Halloween themes.
They've definitely joined in the fun. So aside from Faith and Fashion tomorrow, anything else on tap for the weekend?
No.
Oh.
I take things step by step, especially in October because everything's Halloween themed.
Well,
so
I hear the bell
I'm
ringing.
never around.
I hear the bell ringing, so I think maybe it's time for us to go to commercial.
Yes, of course.
So we'll go to commercial. We'll be right back with the folks from Barrett's Haunted Mansion. We'll be right back, folks.
There. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Can I tell you another one? So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it. What's Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana. What is a boxer's favorite drink? Fruit punch.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by.
Interviewing the best talent Boston has to offer. This is the Performer Radio Show.
Okay, we are back, and we have a couple people here. On the right-hand side in the upper corner is Mary, and the lower left-hand corner is Jen. They are from Barrett's Haunted Mansion. Mary is the founder and owner, and Jen is her assistant. So welcome, guys, to Performer. And we've been doing coverage of Barrett's Haunted Mansion for a while now, and I love it. Every time we go down there, it's a fun place. The best thing about Barrett's Haunted Mansion for people that are into this kind of stuff is it's always new each and every year. So, Mary, when did you finally decide that, okay, was that after the first year that you said we're going to change it up, or how did that all come about?
Very first year.
First year.
I really believe that's why 28 years later is still here, because everybody who comes to see the show knows it's going to be totally different.
Cool. And Jen, how long have you been involved with the project here?
Well, I think it started probably when I was little, and Mary forced me to work in there, jumping out of a coffin.
So, okay, you're hired.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be hired.
Oh, that music's throwing me off too.
So this is what I'm telling you, Mike. You got to put the music down a little bit. It's making everything really creepy. I'm like, geez, guys.
I thought it was fun.
No. So tell us a little bit about where this all began. The idea of what sparked in your head, saying, "Hey, I'm going to do a haunted house."
Well, we were in a managers meeting of all our managers of our restaurant company, and we had extra space, and my father said, what can we do with that? And I'm like, well, we should make it a haunted house. And he said, that is the most ridiculous idea I have ever heard. And I go, no, people love to be scared. So we kind of went in that direction, started out not knowing anything about this, and we've just grown every single year. We've come such a long way in the last 28 years, truly.
Oh, wow. And then, so the first year that you guys had it, what was it like? Like, did you guys have characters? Was it one room? What was...
No, it was all small rooms, just cordoned off with black, like, plastic wrap. And people would just step out and then step in. And when I think about it and where I think about it now, I'm like, wow, I can't believe anybody ever came back, truly.
Oh, and then you guys, from the start, it was, targeted for older people? Was it targeted for kids? when you
No,
guys first began?
I think it was more kind of for younger kids.
Okay.
And then we realized that you can't make little kids scary and not lose the adults. So we actually went in the whole other direction, and we do it for adults.
Oh, wow. Okay.
At the beginning, didn't you switch it over?
Yes.
So they would have a kid show,
Yes.
then take everything down,
Yeah.
and then do it for the evening show. correct?
Yeah, every Saturday we did a kid show. And then we had to take we hid everything that was like bloody and gory and scary. And we put up characters like Disney
Wow.
characters so the kids could go in. And then we had to take it all down, and it was a lot of work.
Yeah,
And
I was gonna
way
say.
younger
So that
then.
sounds like something Jen would want to go to. At this
Yes.
point. Yeah.
exactly.
See.
You said Disney characters, and I'm like, this is great.
Did you have rides there a while back too? Yeah.
We did for one season. We had like a carnival out in the parking lot, yes.
Oh, okay, that's
We
cool. So you've been around now this is your 28th season.
28th season.
28 years, and each year you got to come up with something new. How does that work I mean, it's at some point you say, okay, I've done it all.
Yes.
Do you ever think about that, or how do you get the variations of it?
Every single season, I'm like, where do we go? What do we do? And we go to a convention in St. Louis that is what's hot in the haunt industry. Everything that's new, which really everything's not new because it's always the same stuff, just reinvented. But we just see one thing, and then it just gets it going. And then I have so many creative people who work with me, and we just all brainstorm, and that's how it happens. It just starts to roll.
So now that you said that, when does the preparation actually begin? Because obviously, when does your season start officially, and then not officially, meaning when do you guys start the planning, the building? Because how long is that process?
Well, we start building in April or May.
Wow.
And truly it takes us, even when I open my first weekend, we're still like, oh, we have to finish that, or we don't like the way that's working, so we switch it. It's probably an 8-month process, that haunted house and sanctuary. Yes.
So where do you get most of your props from? Is it locally, or do you have to order them online? How does that all work?
Most of our props come from a company called Ghost Ride Productions. They are phenomenal. They do a great job. I can't say enough good things about them. And we get all of our stuff not even local. It's all out of state, every bit of it, really.
Oh, wow.
And how much do you have to remodel the whole inside in terms of the structure? Do you have to change any building, the building itself, or just all decoration?
No, we switch our entrance every year. It's either the back or the front, so therefore we have to take walls down, we change really literally everything. It's a lot of fun.
Now this is just for one part of the attraction, because you have another part too.
Right. We have Sanctuary, which started out as a maze just made of bars. We found it at the convention, and we bought it, and it was the best thing, the best money I ever spent, because it has been going year after year, and just like the house, it changes every single year.
That is amazing. Yeah. And then we spoke a little bit before, because I was so intrigued with wanting to know all about this, since I'm never involved in any of this. Something amazing that you spoke about when you were telling me is when people get to go there and they don't know about this, you have these ability to test out what's going on. Is that correct?
Right. We've taken the clubhouse, because we used to be a miniature golf course there, so we still call it the clubhouse, and it's where we sell our tickets, and we've made it into a mini haunted house. There's 3 really scary rooms. So people come in, because there's a no cash refund policy, so they come through the 3 rooms. And I lose a lot of people that way, because after the 3 rooms, they don't want to go anywhere else. But it's a really good test whether they're going to make it through the rest of the haunts or not.
And I think Jen wouldn't even go into the parking lot.
You don't understand. And I really said this before. I skip, like when I'm at Walgreens and like Walmart and all those stores right now, I skip over the Halloween stuff. Because
God
those
bless you.
statues that just there's the dumbest statue that has the candy, you know what I'm talking about? And then it reaches out and closes. You guys are laughing, but I don't that freaks me out. So I'm like, no way, no.
Jen, you're adorable. That's all I'm
No,
saying.
I don't.
So you've been there for 28 years, and how long was it before the sanctuary came in?
We've had the sanctuary there, I believe, probably 5 or 6 years. So it was just the house for the first 22.
So the first time we actually covered it for Dirty Water, I think the sanctuary, it must have been the first or second year.
It must have been, it was, I believe, yes.
Okay, cool. And then we had we actually covered it with Wicked Bites too a couple of years later, which is pretty cool. So how often? Did you used to be open almost every single day in October?
Every night.
Every night.
Every
wow.
night.
That must have been really, really hard to do.
Honestly, torturous. I will be very honest.
And what's the schedule now?
Now we're open 27 days. We open the last 2 weekends in September, and then we're open Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
There's
Sunday.
the schedule right there.
Oh, yes.
So the 15th now is the Devil's Night. Let's just talk about that for a second. Let's get it out of the way so we don't have to bother Jen too much about this. What is the Devil's Night?
Devil's Night is a regular lights-on show where it's full contact. They can pick you up, take you from your party, hide you somewhere. It's just a lot more electric and a lot scarier. And it's by reservation only because we can only do so many people because the show is longer. A lot more happens in Devil's Night.
Okay, and now what's dark? If Devil's Night is Devil's Night, what the heck is Darkness Unleashed? Is that scarier or a little less?
Well, some people find it scarier there. It's total darkness, except for a glow stick. Just the tip of the glow stick shows, and same thing. But you can't see. When I say you can't see anything, you really can't see anything. So you can't see anyone coming after you. You can't. They're both frightening, really frightening.
So they grab and everything else, just
yes.
like okay.
And I don't like either one of them, truthfully. Okay,
so we're glad you're on that side with Jennifer. So you guys are birds of a feather, then, right? Okay. So this final one now, Nightmare on Bedford Street. It says 21 plus too. So let's talk about that one.
This is our first costume party, which you would think we would have done before this because it really goes hand in hand. But we're closing the restaurant down, and all the proceeds are going to go to the foundation we started for my father after he passed away. There'll be DJs and past hors d'oeuvres, and the first place winner wins $1,000, and then it goes $500, $250, and we're hoping it's going to be the beginning of many.
Excellent. And so one final thing now. We got Sunday and Thursday nights, Bite and Fright. Why don't you explain that? Jen, you want to explain that one?
Ooh, Bite and Fright?
Yeah.
We invite you to come to the ale house and have something to eat and go to the haunted house for, what's your ticket at? I've been out of the loop ticket sales for a while. So
It is, it's $40 a person, tax and tip included. It gets you dinner and into both attractions. It's the best deal on the South
that's
Shore.
really reasonable, huh?
It's the
and by
best.
the way, I can fully attest that the food is delicious.
Oh, thank
We're
you.
going to show that in a little while too. So we're going to show you what it was like there on one of the Bite and Fright nights. So that's coming up in just a few minutes. So actually, let's explain to people that this is actually behind the Abington Ale House.
Yes,
correct?
it is.
It's on Route 18 in Weymouth, Mass.
Abington.
And
It's in
Abington.
Abington.
It's
Yeah.
below
Yeah.
Weymouth,
Yeah.
Mass.
Yes.
You have to go through Weymouth to
Yeah.
get there, or you come up the other way. But most of the people coming down from the north area. And how long has the Abington Ale House been there now?
41 years.
41
Yes.
years. Wow. People that know the restaurant business, this is just Jen. People that know the restaurant business know that's pretty remarkable. And it's been in the family for 41 years?
Yes, my father started it.
Your father started.
Yes.
Wow, that's fantastic. And now the Bite and Fright, too, I want to make sure that people know. That's outside of the restaurant, just outside. But you also you've decorated that much like you've done the Haunted Mansion,
Yes,
correct?
our outdoor patio is decorated truly for Halloween, and not like Jen. You would not like it because
you wouldn't get through a meal.
Yeah, you wouldn't. It's really scary outside, but a lot of people love it. They love it. They sit outside whether it's cold or not because they just love the atmosphere.
Oh my gosh! And tell us a little bit. So, what is your background, Jen, in all of this? So you guys are related, is that correct?
Yep. So Mary's my aunt and my godmother.
Okay.
And when I came home from school, I went to college in South Carolina. Mary invited me to work for the company. So I went in kind of as HR and then as her assistant in the haunted house, which we spent most of our time in the haunted house. It was the best. And then I was there for years and years and years until she sent me to one of our other locations in Quincy. So I'm not there as often anymore.
Okay.
But that's how I met Mike originally, is from all of this stuff because I used to do like.
And then
the
when
PR
you
for
were
Mary.
younger, were you always into this like Halloween themes? Are you a lover of it?
No, Mary and my mom brought us to scary movies when we weren't even allowed to get in.
Wait a minute, I don't think you should be saying that.
So we all love it. Our whole family loves it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! And then have you ever participated in the actual haunted house as part of the attraction?
Never as a character, except when I was younger, and that's just probably a filler. But other than that, I worked ticket
It was
sales
probably
with
like,
Mary.
hey, you're small enough to fit
get in
here.
the coffin. Get in the coffin. But mostly ticket sales.
Oh, that's awesome.
Speaking of characters, we're actually going to have a couple of them here in just a few minutes too. Jen's thrilled about that too. But how many cast members do you have on average each season?
Right now, this season, we have about 100 employees, and that's between Sanctuary, the Haunted Mansion, and roamers, the people who entertain the crowd while they're waiting in line.
And how does everybody kind of connect without giving too much away? But how does everybody connect in the process of? Do you guys have like a whole script for them? Is it kind of you go with the flow? Just how is that? Because you have 100 people, you know what I mean, that could be on. So how does that all work?
Well, everybody really has a little bit of creative freedom. And I have the same crew of people have been with me for 15, 18 years. So, I mean, they're seasoned veterans. The people who come in new, we hire new people every single year. They don't have quite as much freedom because we don't know them. We have to be careful.
Of course.
So.
Oh, wow.
All right. So why don't we actually now watch the Wicked Bites segment that we did about a couple of years ago, and you'll get to see what it's like for Bite and Fright and what it was like on the 25th anniversary. Which was a pretty special one, I'm assuming.
It was.
And then we'll come back and we'll meet a couple of the characters. How does that sound?
Great.
I know Jen is just like, no.
And this is where I
don't
go
mind.
home. Bye, guys.
That's right.
See you later.
We'll be right back after this, folks. Stay tuned.
We'll be back.
Hey, Brittany Baldy here for Wicked Bites and Performer TV. We're in front of the infamous Barrett's Haunted Mansion in Abington, Mass. for their Bite and Fright night. This is their 25th anniversary, and I cannot wait to see what they have in store for us. Joining me on this tour of the underworld are my good friends, the Performer Chicks, Bianca Reyes and Maritza Diaz. Are you girls ready for this or what?
No.
Well, this is not a game, but before we head inside, we're gonna go grab a bite to eat. Let's go. I'm here with Mike Costa, partner of the Abington Ale House.
Yes.
Talk to us about these amazing signature spooky drinks sitting in front of me right now.
Absolutely. The wine you see in front of us is our wine of the month, Castelero del Diablo. It's from Chile.
Diablo means devil, correct?
Yes, it does. It does.
It goes with the Halloween theme.
It absolutely does. When someone buys a bottle, it comes in a coffin. It's really fun. People really like it.
And this drink in front of me, what is this drink called? You girls know you want to try this.
It's our take on the Moscow Mule. We call it the Devil's Mule. It's basically Fireball whiskey with pineapple. With pineapple juice, a splash of sour. It's delicious.
In front of me, we have these beers. I'm going to taste a sip of it.
Yep.
What type of beer is in front of me?
This is a Shipyard Pumpkin Ale with a brown sugar and caramel rim. It's our most popular beer of the month.
Perfect for the fall.
Absolutely.
Perfect for Halloween. Excellent for a Patriots game because of the TV sitting behind us.
Absolutely.
And I'm so pumped up for this food to come out.
All right, I think the food is ready.
So Mike, what do we have here?
Well, she got the taco salad. It's one of our signature salads. It's enormous. It's one of our most popular salads. Oh, you got the steak tips. Also signature item. And you got the shrimp risotto with asparagus. It's got a mushroom risotto underneath it. Also delicious.
Mike, thank you so much. All this looks so delicious. I know we're so ready to dig in. And after we have our full bellies, we're going to go check out the Haunted Mansion.
Oh, you're very welcome. Pleasure to have you.
Hello, girls.
Mary, you have to stop startling us. And thank you so much for having us here today at Barrett's Haunted Mansion, the actual creator of this amazing place.
It's my pleasure.
And this room actually reminds me of an old-fashioned, spooky Shakespearean room. I love all the intricate details over here. We have the cobwebs, we have the books. Back there, I love the skeleton of the bird. What is that?
That was a real bird.
That was a real bird? That was a crow?
It was a crow. And he protects this room.
He protects the room? Mm-hmm. And describe this room to us. Why is this one of your favorite rooms at Barrett's?
Because we actually had this Ouija board made to represent who we are in our 25th year.
That is so cool. I cannot wait to see the rest of this place.
Let's go check it out.
Barrett's Haunted Mansion has become one of New England's premier Halloween attractions, which is now in their 25th year of operation. Each year, the attraction is completely changed so visitors can have a brand new experience each time. Well, guys, that was intense. I don't know about these two, but I'm definitely going to be having nightmares tonight. Check them out. And thanks for joining us at the Abington Ale House in Barrett's Haunted Mansion. This is Brittany Baldi with Bianca Reyes, Maritza Diaz for Wicked Bites and Performer TV.
Happy Halloween.
But wait, there's more. Hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer.
Mary, I hear that there's more than just the Haunted Mansion. What are we standing in front of right now?
We are standing in front of the compound, which is post-apocalyptic, and if you have survived the end of the world, you will be very lucky to live here.
You guys have lasted 25 years. What is the secret behind that?
I think the secret is that we change it every year. It's never the same 2 years in a row.
So you want to come here and check it out season after season because it's different every time.
And awesome.
Okay, that was a look at
everyone.
the Wicked Bites a couple of years ago at Barrett's Haunted Mansion for the Fright and Bite.
And I didn't realize all these girls were there. You know,
yes,
the team.
we had the whole crew there.
Wow.
I know you weren't on board at that point, but
no, I was not.
And
but I probably wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't have been there anyway, so
No.
it's all good. It's all good. So guess what we have right now, Jen?
Yes,
we got a couple of characters here. I mean, literally characters. Let me get a wide shot of these guys. Where is it? Okay. Where'd I put
we should
that?
put like a warning, like fair warning.
Fair warning.
This is serious, guys. Like fair warning, it's coming for you.
That's the wrong two. Okay, all
Let's see.
I'll get it in a second. I just got to figure out which camera we are. All right, so these guys. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Come on. Here it is. Okay, we got it. Look at those two. They look awesome, don't they? Why don't you introduce yourselves?
I am Dolores. How you doing, honey?
Oh, wow. I love that voice. And who's the gentleman, and I say that loosely, sitting next to you?
Mischief.
Mischief. Okay. And how long have you guys been living at the mansion?
4 years.
4 years. Mischief, you too? 4 years? Okay, cool. Now, every day you have to go down there, or every day that it's open, you go down there. How long does it take you to sort of get ready for your victims?
Honey, I was born like this. Lots of time. Let's be real.
Oh my gosh. So Dolores, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? What is your background? And I'm asking this loosely because I'm probably not going to sleep tonight. But I guess everybody else wants to know your story. So tell us a little bit about your story.
I'm a waitress down at Barrett's. And, well, long story short, don't make the boss mad. Or this happens.
Oh, okay.
And Mischief, what's your story?
Mischief went to school and got lost, and ended up at the haunted house. I don't know how, though. I made friends with Dolores, so it's great. It was wonderful. It was great. It was great. I loved it.
And how long does it usually take you guys to sort of get ready for the crowd, as we should say?
Depends. Few hours usually. We gotta get in the kitchen. We gotta prep stuff, and then we gotta get it ready to be served.
Yeah. And then you
up the screens.
And now for you guys, this is is this common for characters, or what type of other characters can people see there when they go?
Well, I'd say a full range, that's for sure. A full range.
And it opens to these characters, and I had asked you this before, but for anybody out there, do you guys open up the doors to the individuals for these characters? Do you guys have a background story for them? Where does that come about?
No, I can tell you these two have come up with their own character. And a lot of our characters do that. And as you can see, these guys are very talented, so we let them do this. They really entertain the crowd.
So they pretty much have, like, you give them a theme and then they kind of roll with that, or they develop their own characters that way?
Well, if they're roamers like these guys are, we don't give them any kind of theme. They come up with their own character, we have to approve it, and then they do their thing.
Oh, describe what a roamer does versus other characters there.
A roamer has a lot more freedom. They roam the whole property, and their job is explicitly to entertain the crowd while they're waiting to get inside, either haunt.
And
so the spookiness begins way before going in.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, note to self. No.
Oh yeah, the minute you step out of the car, they're even in the parking lot, aren't
Yes,
they?
they are.
Yeah. Oh, you like that mischief, huh? Do you go out in the parking lot and scare people? He likes that. Okay, cool. And Dolores, what's your favorite activity at the mansion?
Just serving up the screams as best I can.
There you go. I like these two.
People like Jen are our favorite kind of customer.
Of course. Like, this is note to self. If people go like this when they're over there, guys. What, like,
Jen, you're still smiling, so that's a good thing.
Oh my!
Okay.
I'm wondering what people are probably like. Wow, she's in the same. Like, this is insane, but this is amazing. I love that you guys do this. I love that this is all part of it. Now, have you guys had characters that have been a little too much? Tell us a story about maybe a character that you guys are like, no, this could never have worked out, or maybe the other way, like, wow, we have to bring this character back.
No, that has happened.
It has?
Yeah, that a character just gets a little too carried away with the character. Not you two, but it's they. All you have to do is talk to them, and I've never lost anybody because of that.
That's amazing. And then these are all, and you had mentioned these are all actors. They're all professionals. They have, how is the process? A lot of it do their own makeup. What is the kind of behind the scenes to it?
Well, there's a lot of them that do their own makeup. Everybody who works with us, they're all professionals in their own right in a different field. Everybody, and this is another reason I believe that we've been so successful, is that everybody shares the same passion as we do for this holiday. And I think that is just evident from the minute you get there.
Yeah, and speaking of makeup, you guys do an amazing job down there. Look at a couple of these slides right here. This must take hours to do stuff like this. Maybe not this one as much, but how long does the average amount take for prep for these artists?
Well, the people who do their own makeup, a couple hours. The people who do their own makeup, a couple hours. There's people that we do makeup that takes an hour. It just really depends on how detailed it gets.
So you have makeup artists on set too?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
We have a whole trailer full of makeup artists, yes.
Oh. And when they try to create their characters, do they have props they can pick from, or do they bring their own? How does that all work out?
Both.
Okay.
And can we just show these props for a second? Because just the props themselves
Let's freak you out.
Don't ever leave the props alone. Oh my God.
Uh-oh. Dolores is getting angry.
I gotta keep him in line. Crash. Yeah. Go clear my tape.
No.
On any given night, how many actors or characters are there on the let's say the busiest night?
I would probably say around 60, maybe.
Wow. And where do they get prepped? Do you have some trailers behind there?
Yes, we actually bring in 2 trailers for the season, and they're both makeup trailers, and one of them is a wardrobe trailer.
Wow. So this is almost like a movie set. Really?
Almost.
Hair, makeup,
Almost, yes.
trailers,
Yes.
actors. This is awesome.
So walk us through if somebody who is working there, they go in obviously regular, normal, and then everything gets dressed there. Everything, how's the procedure work?
just that. They come from their other job, they get into makeup, they get into whatever they're wearing, and then they go to their specific spot. I have a really good idea. You should come, and we should make you up.
Oh my God!
Oh, maybe it'd be different if you're the one who's made up.
But no one can be around me.
That's an interesting concept.
Yes.
Jennifer, turn the tables around.
No, but okay, yes, but like you have to put me in the ticket booth where no one is around. No, but see, because over here, what's his name, misleading over here, is not Mr. is now knows my name, now knows I'm coming, and is probably will be the first person there, and that's not going to be fun. But wow, I've never really thought of that.
You would have. You would.
Dolores is taking your order.
You would see, even this left in my car would freak me out, guys. Like no one understands this. Like I don't even want to touch it right now. That's how freaked out I am. Oh my gosh, this is.
No, that's interesting.
No,
Mary.
guys, I'm really gonna have nightmares.
Has anyone ever come there, a cast member that was actually easily scared? That it's kind of like a therapy for them. It's kind of. I mean, you admitted earlier that you don't like some of this stuff either.
No, that's right.
And that's actually funny. So how have you ever walked through the attraction yourself completely?
Once I get it done, I'm like, okay. I mean, I probably go through it once or twice during the season, but it's not my favorite thing to do.
That is so strange. You would think that, the owner would love to do. I'd love to do this.
I think by that time she's probably, it's all demystified for her.
That's right. Yeah, I'm afraid it's not going to be going the way I want it to go. When we work so hard at it, I just don't want to see anything like that. So
I know that when we did the Wicked Bites and the Dirty Water segments, that we shot while the lights were on so we could get our shots inside the interiors. And when we went through it again, it wasn't quite what we would want it to be if we had not been through it before.
Exactly.
With all the lights on and no characters in there. So I get where she's coming from.
I'll do that.
And she does it every day. So, you go through that. But it is kind of cool because when you do go through the Haunted Mansion, when the lights are on and nobody's around, you get more time to look at the intricate detail that these guys put into it. And they don't just slap some paint on the walls. No.
So that's what I was going to say. Do you guys have what is the scene, your team behind the scenes, meaning do you guys have painters? Do you guys have contractors?
No, every single thing that gets built there is built by our maintenance crew for the company. And then all of these talented kids come in who are actually working as actors when it starts. They're in there doing the painting and the design. It's a real team effort, and it's one that I am so proud of. I can't even tell you.
Oh, wow. And usually they travel are they from the area usually? They travel from everywhere?
Some of them drive very far to come there. It's amazing.
Mike, you're killing me with this music right now. What is going on?
We're creating ambiance.
Oh my God,
we're creating ambiance for everybody.
Guys, when I don't sleep tonight, you know why?
We'll give her some Mickey Mouse cookies or something.
Okay, you see? No, put them back on camera, please, Mike. So that people can see what I'm going through in studio.
Oh, come on. Look at that. Their teddy bear is a teddy bear.
He said it's a teddy bear. Oh, my.
So what's on the menu tonight? What are the specials tonight?
We got pot roast. Oh,
I can't.
We got pot roast to the side of tongue.
See, they stay in character.
Meatloaf with lady fingers.
Gotta pick out the nails though.
Oh my.
Okay. On a given night, how many attendees do you get on a very, very big night?
I think the most people we've put through in a night is like 1,400 people, but that's a lot of people in that small area. I was
going to say, yeah. So characters like Mischief and they basically go around and keep them busy all during that time. Is that what happens?
Yes, and I will just say this year we've gone in a step further for the people waiting, because I think our biggest complaint there is how long people wait in line. So we've put TVs up, and now we're having interactive contests and stuff. The characters are actually going to run contests and games while the people wait in line. So
That's good.
So
That's
they
very
get all
smart.
this. And then why is it that you have to? It takes so long just to come in. Is it because is it by groups when people enter?
No, it's just because there's so many people there, and since you haven't been there, you don't know. But it's we don't have that much space there. The house is small, and it is.
Have
what
you guys
it
ever
is.
thought? So speaking about the project, have you guys ever thought about moving it to a different location, to upgrading anywhere? Because like you said, it started so small, just as an idea, and then now it's gone so big throughout the years.
Well, I've been asked to do another haunt, and my real feeling is we put so much time and effort into this that there is just no way. I would only be hurting what I have, and I just would never do that.
So let me ask you this then. You have 1,400 people in a given night, and you move them in, move them out, and most of them are above a certain age because you don't recommend for kids, right?
Yes.
For most of the nights. You do have, however, you have a special time where the lights are on. So kids can go through that. It's a little easier for kids, right? Do you get a lot of families that come in?
We do it from 2 to 4 on Saturdays. It's called Lights on Tour, and we give them a whole history. They go through the makeup trailer, the costume trailer, both haunts, the clubhouse, and they love it because they know no one's going to jump out and scare them.
Oh, perfect.
There you go,
they're
Jen.
2 to 4
Perfect.
on a
There
Saturday.
you go. We'll see her at 2 o'clock this Saturday, right in the parking lot there.
Let's be there.
That's awesome. So I mean, it's more like it's behind the scenes, really. And
Yes.
for people that are into this stuff, I think they would want to see both, wouldn't they? And like I said before, when you're going through there with the lights on, you get to see more of the intricate detail that you guys put into this. And let me tell you something, they don't skimp on the details. I mean, you could go right down to like a square inch, and there's still more detail in there. So that's fantastic. You think that much of your craft that you want to do as realistically as possible, and that means what do you do with all the old props? I'm just curious. You get because each year you change everything. Where does all the old stuff go?
It goes in the trailers or the sanctuary, which they take a lot of the stuff out of the house and put it into sanctuary, but in a totally different way, in a different setting. And I've seen stuff in sanctuary that I haven't seen for 10 years. I walk through and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's this. I mean, it's we just recycle, put things away for 2 or 3 years and bring them back out.
That's just like any good movie studio, then.
Right, I suppose.
No, seriously.
Right, yeah.
That's exactly what
Yeah.
they do. They'll take something, they'll use it, put it in the storage, and then 10 years later, you see it pop up somewhere else.
Yep.
They do the same thing for backlot sets too. Have you ever, like Jen said, have you ever figured out a way maybe if you might want to expand it even on that property? Is there anything because you did the sanctuary? Anything else?
We have no room there.
No room.
She's like, there's nothing else.
Yeah.
Huh?
We have. I mean, parking because the restaurant's so busy. Parking's a real issue there. So.
Okay.
No expanding.
And we're probably about maybe 40 minutes out of Boston, so give or take.
I would say probably.
About 40 minutes on any given night?
Yes.
Where is the furthest away someone has come to visit Barrett's Haunted Mansion that you know of?
Chicago.
Chicago.
Wow. Yes. That's
so
the farthest
they made
I
a
know.
pilgrimage to Barrett's
Yes.
to say, okay. And how often do you keep tabs with customers? Do you have like a mailing list that they get on or social media that they follow you? How does that work for the rest of the year?
Well, social media, of course, Facebook and Instagram. We try to keep people involved, and we, of course, get a little more active as it gets closer to the season, just to perk up the interest.
Very good. I think Mischief is up to some mischief. They seem to be plotting over there. They were talking to each other. I was like, uh-oh. Okay, good. We're keeping an eye on you. We got a camera on you. Don't forget that, okay? All right.
We have Love it.
That's why Jennifer's sitting over there and they're sitting over there. Yeah, that's fine.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
No, I literally want to even, if I can zoom into the camera, if you guys can
hold
even
on.
read. This is going to be like my nightmare today, guys. If you get, do you guys hear that?
I love that. Go ahead.
Guys, again,
does
look
it
at
say?
this detail. This is, and I don't even want to touch this. It's literally freaking me out.
The Lord.
But if you guys see this, like, this is amazing. The fact that these characters do this, I hate it. But like in a sense of it, like just being here, being around, for anyone who again knows me, this is just an amazing, spectacular. And I was telling them that it's not
tacky. And what I mean by that is a lot of times in Halloween, you do see these haunted houses, with all due respect, of individuals who put things together that will scare you, but in a sense,
They throw it together?
are like, boom. And you're like, the white spider webs, and you're like, this is not a haunted house. Like, what is going on?
By the way, Dolores, nice penmanship. That's all I'm going to say.
Seriously.
That's the one thing I noticed is
really
you can
good
actually read it.
penmanship.
Because
Like, really, really good.
Most other waitresses scribble, but that's okay.
I mean, I write orders all night, honey. You get good at it after a while.
Yeah, I can imagine. So what do people order normally from you?
Coffee with extra scream.
Coffee.
Specialty.
Yeah, there you go.
And I have a guaranteed money back policy if you don't find hair in it.
That's fantastic.
I have to make it very clear, she has nothing to do with the Abington Ale House.
I know, that might be a liability issue. We keep her far away.
Oh, that's fantastic. And speaking of the Bite and Fright nights, how many people is there a maximum capacity for Bite and Fright?
No, not really. No, it starts as soon as we start serving dinner, and it really goes till probably 10:30, 11 o'clock at night.
Oh, that's excellent. Do they still have that shrimp risotto? Because I tried that, and it was really the shrimp with the risotto.
Yes, it's very good.
Oh, yes, and that's the quality you get for $40.
Oh no!
Wow!
No.
Oh no!
We have a separate Bite and
starting
Fright
at
menu.
40. Okay.
But no, it's $40.
Oh, okay.
But there's like 17 items on the Bite and Fright menu, and they're all delicious. I mean, it's everything off of our menu except stuff like the shrimp risotto and the filet.
So
and
we were
that.
special. We had a little bit. Okay, I get you. All right, that's fine. But that's good for kids too. I mean, for younger, not younger kids, but for that's a good price.
And it's great for families. I mean, if
that's
they
what
want,
I'm saying.
it's a great deal.
What is the price for admission for both the sanctuary?
It's $30.
$30,
and that gets you into both.
Mm-hmm.
So for $10 more, you're eating.
Right.
I mean, it's
That's great.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. And I noticed that, as you saw in the Wicked Bite segment, even your drinks are kind of themed, which is awesome. The wine in the coffin and the mule drink and everything else like that, which is pretty cool.
Well, I do have to tell you really quickly. This season we have a scorpion margarita, and there's a real scorpion in the drink.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, like a real?
Sounds like my kind of drink.
I like this. I like this.
Yeah. It's awesome looking, really.
She goes, it's awesome. Guys,
I like this, and it looks like Mischief likes it too. See? Look at him. Is scorpions on the menu there, Dolores?
I get grief over a hair, and we're putting scorpions in the drink. I mean, jeez. I'll tell you. Tough crowd.
That's excellent. So we're going to take a quick little break, and when we come back, we'll talk about social media and all that other good stuff, okay? So we'll be back right after this, folks.
Go to that.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. Victory. Fumble. Repeat. It always came back.
Dad! Okay, here we go, throw it! Yeah.
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Nice.
Hey! There are amazing things to discover in the forest.
Toothless, time to go! What you picking up on, bud?
It's a whole hidden world of wonders. And the perfect place to spend time with family. What better place to let your imagination soar? Experience nature and create a memory you can share. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
models, singers, comedians, dancers, and so much more. This is the Performer Radio Show.
Okay, we're back. That's a good commercial. I like that one. Congratulations on that one. Yeah, you actually sent a couple, and I was going through them. I was like, oh, these are pretty cool. I like these. Who did those commercials for you, Mary?
Keith, a kid that works for us, Keith Pasco, did them.
Oh, very good. And where are these spots playing on local media?
No, I don't even. No, I'm not even advertising.
You don't even have to
anywhere.
advertise, right?
Yeah. Well,
Everybody knows where you are now.
Yeah,
After 28 years, I should hope so,
me
right?
Too. Me too.
Right. So, do you have any special events going on this year besides the scheduled events? Any fundraising going on or stuff like that?
Well, we fundraise from the haunted house every single year. Since we started 28 years ago, we've raised almost $1 million for great causes, all local. People come and they come into the haunted house and they become the people who haunt the house, and their group gets money for doing it.
Excellent. And you're open from late September through now, actually beyond Halloween. You're going to have the special event on the 1st, and even after that, you're open like on the 2nd, that weekend coming up.
Yes.
You guys actually aren't open on Halloween, right? You get to enjoy that yourselves this year, or was that previous years?
No, if Halloween's close to the weekend, I open Halloween.
Okay.
If it's not, it's a very tough night because a lot of people are out protecting their house or with their children.
Yes, of course.
It's a hard one.
Yeah, actually, let me bring back
Staying
the schedule
in
right
under
now.
the covers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you are open on Halloween this year.
We are this year.
Yeah. So last year you were not open on Halloween. Okay, now that's why. Okay, I get a little confused. So each year it's depending on the schedule and the calendar. Has there ever? There have been a couple of situations where the weather wasn't too good. What do you do in days like that?
Well, like this coming up weekend, maybe.
Actually, I think. Maybe tomorrow night and Friday.
We're not open tomorrow. I've already canceled tomorrow, and hopefully, maybe Friday. But if it's bad, we just don't open.
Yeah. So unfortunately, the weather's kind of here could go either way.
Because everything is it outside or why is it?
Well, the sanctuary's an outside haunt, so there's no protection from the rain. Even waiting in line, there's no protection. The haunted house, everybody stands under a pavilion, so they're protected. So we might open the haunted house, but not sanctuary.
Okay.
And when you've got 2 parking lots, is that correct? Like the main?
Yes.
Right. Okay. And part of that is also for the restaurant too, though, right?
Yes.
Now, do you have the restaurant? How late is that open versus the haunted house?
Well, the restaurant's open till 1.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, because it's a lounge as well. Okay.
Right.
And the haunted house, the hours are usually till 10:30, 11, correct?
Well, we sell our last ticket starting this weekend at 11, so we're open until the last person gets through.
Ah, so really 11 o'clock is just the last. Okay,
yes.
I see. And when they get there, you actually have people guiding them so they know where to go and what to do and things like that. That's pretty cool. Does anyone ever decide they want to just linger around in the parking lot till the end? They're having so much fun.
There have been a few.
That's where these guys come in, right? They like the lingerers, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yes. I think that's how we found these guys.
Oh, they were just lingering in the parking lot. I get it. That's good. So why don't you give us the social media where people can find you guys online and everything else like that?
They can find us at bhmansion.com.
Okay, and what about Facebook?
Facebook, Instagram.
Okay, and let me just bring this up right here. So for people that want to go down, it's 1235 Bedford Street in Abington. There's bhmansion.com. And that's Route 18, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and Route 18 goes, I believe, all the way up to Route 3. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. It does.
Route 3.
Yes.
But you can also get there from Route 3 for going down into Route 3. No, I was thinking 24 down into Brockton.
Yes,
area,
you can.
Stuff like that. Okay, that's cool. So what is you close now November 2nd, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So how often after that period of time do you rest and then you start thinking about the next one?
I will tell you, I have gotten emails 3 days after we've closed, like, Mary, I've got this great idea. I'm like, don't bother me now, we just closed it. So we start thinking really, truly right away. Right away.
Do you start breaking down right away too, or just let it sit there for a little while?
No, we lock those doors and walk away, and then in April we start tearing it all apart.
In April.
Okay, so that stays open throughout, but obviously secured and closed, and then you guys start with the new ideas.
Yes.
I was going to say, because you guys need a break from the season. The season pretty much is so long, although your season is short, but you know what I mean, the long run of
it's a very long,
creating
yes, it is.
And this year you have, you have, You don't. There used to be a place near there that was sort of competition, in a sense, but that place is gone now, right? So
Yes.
nobody
Yes, it
near
is.
there anymore. Oh, that's cool. So you are the only game in town right now.
I think
like
we
that.
are. Oh, yeah.
Actually, it's really interesting. I've seen, as I'm doing research for Barrett's Haunted Mansion, I've seen your name pop up on lists, people's favorite attractions.
Yes.
And I think
Yes.
that's, and then we're not talking about just Massachusetts. I'm not talking about just New England.
Right.
I'm talking about the United States.
Yes.
When you mention people from Chicago,
Yes.
do you ever offer like group discounts to people or stuff like that? How does that work out?
Yes, if there's a group of 25 or more, we offer a group discount, which we get a lot of like schools and things like that come. So.
Schools, you mean colleges or high schools or
Well,
middle
both,
schools?
both,
All of them.
all above, yes, all of the above.
Okay, I can't imagine a middle school bus
No.
rolling up, all the kids. But I think that would actually probably interest Dolores, if I'm not mistaken, right? She would like to serve the kiddies something new for lunch. She was a lunchroom lady in a previous life, right? Who knows? All right, well, guys, I want to say thank you very, very much for coming down. Jen, Jen, actually, you work with the other restaurants or other owned properties for Barrett's. Why don't you give us a little background on some of that stuff?
Sure, I do.
Yeah, give it a plug. Go ahead.
I work right down the street at the Terrell Room, which is a function facility. So we do lots of weddings, events for the city of Quincy, birthdays. I mean, anything you can imagine. Comedy shows.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so very cool. Right down the streat.
Where's that located?
That's on 254 Quarry Street.
Oh, okay. Is in there Crossing? Crossing Nines or what do you call it? The golf course.
Granite Links.
Granite Links.
So
Crossing Nines is one of the places
yes.
in Branson. Yeah, go ahead.
They're up just a little bit higher, but we can both see each other from our view.
That's a great location.
Yeah,
it is.
That is a very good
very
location.
beautiful.
And any other properties that you guys are?
Yeah, so we also just recently opened Weston Hall, which is in Weymouth, Mass., which is another function facility. It's gorgeous. Same thing, weddings, parties. And we have, obviously, the Abington Ale House. We have the Charlie Horse in Kingston. We have the Jones River Trading Company.
What's that?
That is actually another venue right in Kingston, which is gorgeous. Plymouth Bay Catering and Barrett Catering. So,
well, I think you're a busy lady, aren't you?
Yeah.
So what's that? Like 7, 8?
Wow.
That's pretty impressive.
Too many.
Yeah,
too many. Yeah, so no wonder why you're busy. You haven't been down to the Barrett's Haunted Mansion too often. Well, I'm glad this was kind of in the neighborhood for you, so it was real easy for you to come down
perfect.
there. And of course, you picked up those 2 hitchhikers that just kind of meander in with you. So that's okay. We're glad that they came. So Mischief and Dolores, we hope to see you. We don't hope to see you when we go down to Barrett's Haunted Mansion.
Anyone in Quincy right now around the studio, be careful.
I was going to say, are you walking around the streets like that?
Yeah. Yes, they are.
You know what? I think we got to take a camera out and so watch. We'll just walk, watch them stay in character as they go back to their car in a little bit. Sam here. We'll just give him a camera and just have him walk out with him. That'll be kind of cool. So again, guys, thank you so much for coming down. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.
A lot of fun going down there, folks. I highly recommend it. We won't see Jeniffer there, but our Jeniffer. We won't see our Jeniffer there, but that's okay. I think she made it through the night, and that was the most important part for her. So that's good. we might see her in a pageant beauty queen.
No, guys.
Yes, a beauty queen. A beauty queen that wants to go back and get her crown from the current witness. I'm just ad-libbing here. So we gotta do something that'll inspire her, and just go back and we'll figure it out. We'll do it.
Thank you guys, everyone, and this is your thing. This is your thing. Not mine. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Seriously, it's amazing, amazing, guys.
Definitely. Next week, Jen, we've got actually a pretty big one. We've got Chris Byers. He's the CEO of New England Studios, and you know what? We can talk to him about some of this stuff too. You know why? Because he's got it in with Stephen King. One of his shows is being produced at New England Studios right now. So that's pretty cool. So he's got an in with Stephen King. So he's coming here next week, and at some point in time, we are definitely going to be heading down to Barrett's Haunted Mansion. Maybe with Jen, maybe without. We'll get her like extra armor or something like that. We'll drag her down. That'll be pretty cool. So until next week, folks, enjoy your week, and we'll see a lot of people at Faith and Fashion tomorrow night. So stay tuned, and good night, and have a good. Stay warm and stay warm.
dry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.